North.
Here.
Shepherd. Here. Postier.
Here.
Wilkinson.
Here.
Van Esch.
Here.
Our next agenda item is consider approval of the minutes of the May 21st, 2026 meeting. Those were sent to you. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes?
Move for approval.
Second.
The motion and a second. Amanda?
Piper.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Lopez. Yes. North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Next are claims of elected officials.
We do have two claims of elected officials. First is Tony North of North Printing and Office Supply, in the amount of $1,735.55. I move for approval.
Second.
Motion and a second. Amanda?
Piper.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Lopez. Yes. North.
Abstain.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Second, we have claim of Stephen Postier of the business affiliation with the York County Development Corporation in the amount of $9,077.25. I move for approval. Second.
Motion and a second. Amanda?
Piper.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Lopez. Yes. North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Abstain.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Our next item are the claims for the period of May 22nd through June 4th, 2026.
Yes, the finance committee did meet yesterday to review those claims, and therefore I move for the approval of the claims for the period of May 22nd through June 4th, 2026.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further questions of the Finance Committee? Hearing none. Amanda?
Piper.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Lopez. Yes. North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Our next item is City Administrator Report. Dr. Crawford?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. So we are in the midst of our final Creative District project that was part of the nearly $100,000 Creative District grant that we received earlier that helped us with lights for the auditorium and helped us with light and sound at Yorkshire Theater. And the last piece of that is a beautiful, huge mural that the Creative District grant provides $20,000 toward that. And we have other donations that have come in and funds to pay $10,000 more, so we paint the whole wall, so half the wall. So it's going to be a beautiful mural. The artist is here now. In the evening, hopefully starting the 5th or 6th, she will be projecting the image on the wall. So on that evening, we're still letting traffic go through, but we have a little bit more parking blocked off that night for that purpose. So we're excited. She wanted, and Clark Roush, the director, wanted to extend their kudos to all the people who have been excellent problem solvers. You know, we show up and, oh, there's no external water around the theater. So I had to hook up that's why we hooked up the water. I can't remember the name of the thing.
Fire hydrant.
There we go, the fire hydrant. And then we had to get something to get the hose across the street, et cetera, et cetera. And everybody was awesome, both with the city and NPVD came out and they were very helpful as well. So it's on track, so you can watch it as it progresses. And if you would like to donate, you still can do that as well to the Creative District and just put mural in the memo.
And they have an account now that's set up over at the Community Foundation,
they
so
do
it's a
that
tax
as well.
deductible. Yes.
Yeah. So the other thing I will say, you'll be getting emails about tours to Columbus and Hastings. Our architect who's helping us with the space study identified those as places where there were buildings that would be good models for us to see. So staff will be going and I'll be inviting you if you're able to go on either one of those two. So one, we don't have the schedule yet. One will be morning, one will be afternoon, and they know we have to be back Wednesday night for finance. So, so that's my update with those two items.
Very good. Thank you very much. Our next agenda item is consider approval of an expedited review TIF project application filed by Spencer Galloway for parcel 930179005 for a new structure to relocate proven truck and trailer repair. Spencer, if you would, please come to the microphone if you'd state your name and address for the record, and we can talk about what you're planning on doing here.
Thank you guys for your time and consideration. I'm Spencer Galloway. Lived here in York my whole life. Right now I live at 2005 Kentucky Drive. I own a home there. Proven truck and trailer repair started January 1 of 25. I'm leasing a property from Mark Nolan at 119 East Bond. Plans are to move around the corner to that last undeveloped lot in industrial park.
That's good. That's a good thing. Maybe they'll have some questions for you, so, but that's great. We're glad to see you doing that.
I've kind of been working with York State Bank and they need my TIF bond to move forward with financing to help with the high costs of everything went up so much here in the last couple of years. So what I'm here for.
Dr. Crawford, do you have something to
Well, I
add?
was just gonna tell the background of the expedited,
Okay.
if you don't have any other.
Does anyone else have any questions for Spencer? Don't go away, we might, and we'll talk about the big picture of expedited TIF here for a second.
So expedited TIF is the TIF that only requires administrative approval and council approval. And it's supposed to be one-page application, no lawyers allowed. So, and this is our first commercial one. We've had a couple of housing ones that have been successful, and so we appreciate you stepping up to be our first commercial expedited TIF project. And basically it works the same way as the other TIF, except it's for smaller projects, and so it's a much expedited process.
Very good.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further comments? Amanda?
Piper.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Lopez. Yes. North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Vanish.
Yes.
Very good. Spencer, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Next is consider approval of a special designated license for Blended Distilling for a tasting sales event, October 4th, 2026 at the Cornerstone Ag Mercantile Building, 2400 North Nebraska Avenue, York. Thank you for coming. If you'd state your name and address for the record, that'd be great.
Welcome. Thank you very much for having me here. Derek Keller, 1420 Road Inn, just outside of York here. We're doing the YC3's Harvest Market again. That's Sunday, October 4th. So just needing approval to have alcohol. I'll give you little tiny samples out and try to do some sales and we try to help out YC3. Usually I try to do a little bit of a donation at the end based off profits. So
Great. You did this for them last year?
yep, we did this one last year and they're asking me to come back and they're looking at expanding it to make it bigger. So that's why we had to kind of expand some of the building range depending on where they placed me this time. So
Any questions? Very good. Thanks so much for coming.
you bet. Thank you.
I move for approval. Second.
Motion is second. Any further comment? Amanda?
Piper.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Lopez. Yes. North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Vanish.
Yes.
Our next agenda item is consider approval of a letter agreement for professional services with Olson Inc. for storm water pond design and roadway infrastructure improvements north of West 25th Street and east of Highway 34, York, Nebraska, in the amount of $139,500. James, I'll start with you.
Yep. Yes, so this letter of agreement for professional services would be for Olson to design a stormwater retention pond or detention pond of that area so that we could just have a regional pond to where whoever goes up in that Northwest Industrial Park, we can have a stormwater system up there and they don't have to have detention ponds on each and every lot. So would hopefully make it more attractive also to extend our sanitary and water infrastructure up there and to also loop our water system into a loop so that we have good water quality up there. And then also to design what I'm calling a stem road, so like a main road that splits all those properties up there. Because as we've had in previous discussions, it'd be nice to get something built out to start attracting people to come into our industrial park. So this would be for the design services for that. ahead. Oh, you can.
I cheated and brought a map. Hi, I am Jenny Kozel. I am a representative for Olson. My home office is Kearney, so it's 2204 University Drive if you need it. I did bring a picture from the agreement just to show exactly what we're talking about. If you remember, I was here a while ago. We started this back in 2023 with approval of the plan in 24. Lisa and Dr. Crawford have been working diligently, it feels so weird, to bring in industrial users. And we think that these steps are really the next step in making your industrial park a very attractive commodity for the community and for potential users. So I am just here to answer any questions you might have about those next steps.
When it comes to the bidding process, it does look like you will help in that portion of it when we get to that point. And, James, how when do you foresee that would be happening?
That is a good question. I can't remember.
I believe-
Discussion with Jacob, what he.
Yes, so in our discussion a few weeks ago, we talked through starting this as early as next week for the designs and our barring that everything happens according to plan, that's always the caveat there. But our goal would be to have it bid in the fall of 2026. Yeah. So, and that would be, we did with this scope, go through bidding services, I believe. We also, I wanted to point out, this was a little bit different of an agreement. We split the design area and then we added a little bit of an additional time and material not to exceed of $2,000 that we could be helping James answer questions from different contractors, from potential developers, all of those things. We didn't want to put that as a lump sum, knowing that if we only have to answer 3 questions, we'd be hurting you guys for about $1,500. So to be completely transparent, if you look at the agreement and you notice that split out, that's why.
Yeah, because that was an important aspect with this agreement, because I know that we, at one of the properties that are currently purchased up there, I've been receiving a lot of questions from engineering staff on what a stormwater pond looks like, where's it located? I can say where it's located. I don't know what it's gonna look like because there has to be engineering done on that. So that'll be helpful to have the engineers be able to answer those technical questions on the design portion of that infrastructure.
With the retention ponds, are gonna be designed then with like native grasses and things like that, so it looks nice as part of it, and actually filters and cleans the water that's going back into the soil.
Correct. So we actually had talked about the aesthetics of it and the different things that we can do, so it could be another nice entryway into the community off of Highway 81.
And given current slopes on that site, as well as where there's a Y shape of potential wetlands, actually identified wetlands, we already did that study.
Yeah.
On that site, the bottom southwest corner is the most likely scenario for that shared stormwater retention, which would mean it's a pond. And that is also the corner that is right next to the highway. It's coming from the airport. It would really serve as that gateway entry to the industrial park and to potential users looking at the site. So yes, aesthetics, I that's why I'm staying on, so we can make sure.
So we started, just so everyone knows, we've been working continuously basically with Olson on engineering in this area. We started with the first due diligence and did multiple rounds of due diligence with grant funding and things. And so when we said we need to move to this next step, we felt it was in the best interest of the city to continue to work with Olson, because they have done all of this research up to this point, and Olson has been working with YCDC and us for any people that are coming in. And we have had quite a few people coming in and talking to us about the lots. There's a lot of conversation. So I also wanted to clarify that it's not just we're like, hey, if we build a stem road, maybe people will be interested. We have a lot of people interested.
But yes, just the history that we've had with Olson in this area. And then because they also did a traffic study to see what we need
That's
to
also
do along 25th Street and possible potential turning lanes and, did a lot of stuff, beforehand. So it's just natural progression. It made sense to try to get an agreement to take us that much further with Olson.
I just have to ask if James slipped anything in, about being able to stock fish in this when it's done.
Hasn't yet, but I'll keep an eye.
Any
on
kind
it.
of filtration system or circulation that would make fish like grow bigger?
We did already discuss on that. I know you're saying this in jest, but we have already discussed,
No, I'm really not.
Yeah.
I might be smiling, but I'm not saying this.
We all know what that does. So in our initial conversations, we did actually discuss, as you said, the aesthetics of it, but also just keeping that water clean, what would need to be done to have not a smelly pond at the front of your industrial park.
And I was thinking, because there's lots of different kinds of plantings and fish and things that are creating natural synergies with each other that really help keep that naturally clean. So if we're looking at that, I didn't know if that's also something that you guys take into consideration when we're doing it.
Yeah, and we'll be looking at that versus maintenance and ongoing cost cycles of like what a fountain would take versus what plant life would take, how deep we should be building this to keep it nice and clean. I believe most of the surface drainage from our initial take most of the stormwater drainage will be surface drained from our initial take through ditches. So each industrial user will still be responsible for making sure that the water is clean, is leaving their individual lots relatively clean, but then this is just a secondary method to make sure that that water is really getting cleaned up and properly taken care of before it leaves the site.
Yeah, most industrial sites that I've been a part of, they require their own stormwater permit. And they're required to have best management practices to reduce the pollution of stormwater. So this is just that secondary area for that water to go. And honestly, it takes the burden off of them having their own pond, you know, on whatever size parcel they may have.
So on that point, is there a future way to have them charge for that and then maintain that through the funds that they provide as well to the property?
Yeah.
Yeah, so depending on the size and how
Depending on
much.
size
And is this pond basically, not gonna say guaranteed, but it's gonna be good for the size of our industrial thing?
That's why so the engineering that's being done on it. So we had that discussion a couple of weeks back, maybe a month now, who knows? But they have a certain number, I can't remember if it was 80 or like 90%, what would be the paved surfaces potential in that area. So then that would be a number that we could potentially utilize for a usage fee as well. How we would possibly calculate that, and I know Jacob had some really good ideas, and you probably had some good ideas on what you've seen from other communities as well.
And to piggyback on that, as part of our deliverable package, we would be planning to give the overall size and design of that stormwater drainage area, retention area, but then also break that into, that means it's this amount of that volume per acre, whether that's hard surface or drain surface, is how the engineers confirmed today. So we would not be doing the actual legal aspects, but we would be providing the numbers that would get you there.
So, yeah, so if somebody comes in to buy and say, well, we're gonna produce this much, you know, potential outflow, we've got to make sure we can handle it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's other communities in Nebraska that are stormwater MS4 compliant, or that have to be compliant with regulations with the state. And that's one of the ways they make this happen.
So that's his job.
But I think as Dr. Crawford said, and as you guys are saying, this is the logical next step so the potential buyer actually knows what they're getting into and what they're buying and how they're gonna handle things, so.
And the other side of that coin, I'll add on to it, is not only does it let them know what to expect, but it allows the city to wrap some of those development costs into the purchase of the land rather than.
So that's the same thing then.
Yeah.
So this should go into our consideration of lot prices as well.
Yeah. Any other questions? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Have a good time in New Orleans.
Thanks.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further comment? Amanda?
Piper.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Lopez. Yes. North.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you. Next, we have a couple reappointments of Mary Scott and Jean Vincent to the Anna Bemis Palmer Museum Advisory Board for terms ending July 15th, 2029.
For approval.
Motion and a second. Amanda?
Piper.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Lopez. Yes. North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Our last agenda item is to consider approval of resolution 2026-16 to adopt certain changes enacted under the Cities of First Class Firefighters Retirement Act and to adopt other such changes required by applicable law. Dr.
This
Crawford?
was, yeah, basically there was state law passed that requires us to allow firefighters to take early withdrawals if they retire before they're 59 and a half. And so this worked with our lawyer to get that correct statutory language in. And is that fair? That's what it is.
So that we're following state
We're
law.
following state law.
Very good. Any questions? Yeah.
Move for approval. Second.
Motion and a second. Any further comment? Amanda?
Piper.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Lopez. Yes. North.
Yes.
Shepherd. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
And that brings us to the end of the city council agenda, and we are adjourned